Today's show brought to you in part by GoToMeeting. For a free 30-day trial, use code podcast at gotomeeting.com.
Well, what would Gadgetplex be without some gadgets? You want to see some? Stay tuned.
Hey, welcome to Gadgetplex. This is the Show and Tell Part 1. I'm Andy McCaskey from RVNN TV, and joined by the host of the show, Mr. Phil May from Techno RV.
Pleasure to be here.
All right. You promised.
I know. Let's play with some gadgets.
Let's deliver. What have you got?
This is my favorite bit. I love this bit. I love my job. I have a great job. We have talked about this before. This is we call it our desktop Wi-Fi booster. And the problem that this solves is you stay at an RV park. They say they've got free Wi-Fi. What they actually mean is it's free Wi-Fi if you're standing on the top of the dishwasher in the laundrette, because you're never going to be able to get any Wi-Fi anywhere else.
I see. So let's talk about this a little bit. Are people not, are these campground operators not very conscientious? They're just not super technical, or they're just meeting a requirement, checking a box?
You know, I don't want to be unfair. So some of them, it is a check in the box, you know, and in order to get that Woodall's 5-star rating, you know, you need the Wi-Fi. Okay, let's put a little Linksys up in the window and hope it reaches.
They spent $40 down at the big box store to put in, quote, Wi-Fi.
Right, and some others do spend a lot of money and do take a lot of care and attention to put, you know, good Wi-Fi in with lots of repeaters around the park. But quite frankly, in both of those cases, there are instances where you just can't get a good Wi-Fi. And the common element in that is the Wi-Fi inside your laptop. I mean, you have just a little itty-bitty an adapter with a little small antenna, and it's not designed to try and push a signal as far as we're asking it to as RVers. So that's where something like this comes in. It has a big antenna. And what you do is you plug this into the port, the USB port on your computer, and you load a driver which will tell the computer to use this more powerful. It's like 18 times more powerful than the one inside your laptop.
Okay. So is it achieving that through the antenna gain, or is there active circuitry in the receiver board?
Mostly through.
Take a look here.
Yep. You can see. So this is what it looks like. This inside here is a more powerful Wi-Fi adapter. And so that helps a lot on the transmit side. The antenna, of course, helps pull in the signal because you'll get gain by having that antenna. And you can even help it a little bit more by mounting this actually flush. If I imagine my hand was a window, you can actually mount it flat up against the window. It comes with a little suction cup, so that you mount it on the side of the RV in the window that's facing the transmitter.
Okay. So is there an LED? Is there some indicator here?
Right, yep, just there. You can tell when it's being used. There's a little green light, and that'll flash and blink on and off when it's being used. Now the thing I think that's cool. You should see what the next one. One of the problems that people have with these Wi-Fi adapters is that they don't work with iPhones or iPads because there's no USB port.
Sure.
Sometimes people travel with multiple computers, and they say, well, then they start arguing over who gets to have the boosted Wi-Fi.
Exactly.
So that's where this next gadget comes in. We've just finished testing this, and in fact, it's not on our website yet. But we're just putting it on shortly. But it's a USB Wi-Fi repeater, and so you'll notice that on the front here is a little USB port, and guess what? We plug in our USB booster, like so, and you can see that just plugs in. And what this does inside here is some circuitry that will take that USB connection and route it over a Wi-Fi signal. And so you set up your own Wi-Fi with this little blue box here. Give it your own name, like we call ours Techno RV Boosted Wi-Fi, because we're unimaginative. And then any number of devices inside your rig or even outside can connect to this and use and share the booster.
Okay. So now this is somewhat similar to the hockey puck you would get from Verizon or Sprint, which creates a Wi-Fi cloud out of a 3G cellular connection.
Yep.
This creates a Wi-Fi cloud out of the Wi-Fi at the campground.
Out of a boosted Wi-Fi from the campground. It's a good way of explaining it.
Yeah, so if you had a good signal, a fast connection but a weak signal from the campground, this would be an ideal situation because you would get much faster than the 3G speeds.
Yep, much faster, and it's generally free, so you're not paying for the data.
And it's not hitting your cap.
Yes.
That Verizon, you know, especially is famous for.
Very much so. So, you know, if you're doing updates or downloading software or sharing photographs, or even you can stream, you know, video, Roku, whatever, this would be a good way to do it, because of course your TV or your Roku box could also connect to the boosted Wi-Fi that you've set up.
Exactly. Now, on this device here, what's the price point on this? Have you decided yet?
Yeah, that's $129.95.
Okay, okay.
And it will work with both the indoor one, which is what we call our desktop here, which is $59.95, or we do a slightly larger outdoor mounted booster, which we call our external boosted Wi-Fi.
Right, and it appears also that you can have a hardwire connection when you have that available to you.
Yep.
And how many people can connect, or how many? What's the limit you've hit inside of your RV?
So we have. It's scary to think about it, but I think 6, if we count the iPad, 7 or 8 computers, including the iPad in our RV. But at the Techno Geek Learning Rally, one of the main room that we were in didn't have a very strong Wi-Fi. So I set this up at the back, and we had over 20 people, 20 to 25 people hitting this during the day, checking their email and getting an online connection. So that was very fortuitous, because that was kind of our heavy duty testing of it, and it passed with flying colors.
Yeah. Okay. Great product. We've got number 2 coming up.
Okay, number 2. This is it's called the USB. It's like the Clickfree Traveler. And if I can show you how thin that is, it's basically the size of a credit card. And what this is used for is if you have maybe a notebook or a smaller computer that you want to back up and maybe haven't, or perhaps you're not quite sure how to do that, it's as simple as taking this little connection there. That there's it's getting me.
Very hard, yeah, very thin.
You can see that's very thin. That plugs into the USB port, and then already preloaded on this, which is a 16 gigabyte card, is the Clickfree software, which will do the backing up for you.
Okay. Can you set it to back up only your photographs or only your documents? How do you run the thing?
Right. If you have more than 16 gigabytes, or you want to define what you back up, you can go in and just click, I want photos only, or I want photos and bookmarks, or audio files, forget my video. But to me, the beauty of it is the fact that you can just plug it in, and it knows what to back up. It only backs up the data, so it doesn't worry about the programs or the operating system. And it will organize them and then store them on here. Plus, it will give you the ability to go in and look and see what it's done. A lot of the systems out there, they'll back up, but then they put them into a sort of a concatenated strange file with a strange name, and you can't check what's in there. And
so why? I mean, obviously the size and weight. I mean, this is incredibly lightweight. What else makes this particularly attractive to an RVer?
To me, it's mostly the ease of use of the Clickfree. So there's nothing special in as much people have 16 gigabyte drives. You can, in fact, that we do one in 32 gig, but then it's a question of manually dragging and dropping each time. And then next time you come to back up, you'd manually drag and drop again, and it takes a long time. With the Clickfree, it'll keeps track of what it's done, and it goes and says, okay, I've got this one, I've got this one, I've got this one, and it only copies the new ones next time. So you can do multiple computers, PCs and Mac, and very fast incremental backups.
Okay, and if it's easy, it's going to happen. It's going to, if it's
that's
easy
very
to get
true,
done.
and we want everybody to back up.
Now,
really.
The next thing, you've been a full-timer for almost 5 years.
5 years, yep, it's
5
6
years. This is your 6th year with teenagers in a motorhome.
Yep.
And that probably might be a reason why this next device came to the fore.
Well, actually, and also, according to me, I'm not hard of hearing at all. I just call it selective hearing. But my wife has other opinions, and so she'll often will say to me, "Why are you playing the TV so loud?" And I'm like, "It's not loud. That's how it's meant to be listened to." So anyhow, people tell me this can save marriages, and it's called TV ears. And basically, what you would do is you just put your ears like that, and it's like a headset really. But a couple of things that make this special is it's wireless. So you'll see there's no wireless connection here. There's the easy volume here, but there's also a tone dial, and that's unusual in a headset.
Let's see if we can pull that.
Right.
Take a look there. So the tone dial.
So you've got the volume here, and the tone is on this side. Now the TV ears, what makes them special, is designed for TV, and they specifically tuned to enhance dialogue. A lot of people who are hard of hearing, me included, find speech on the TV can be sometimes hard to decipher, and that's why we have it quite loud. With that, it'll pull out the hearing, the speech, and you can adjust the dial.
Okay.
And then I was just going to say the other end that we need to just show is so this set along here is a set of infrared LEDs. So it's not radio frequency, it's infrared LED, just like your remote for the TV.
Right, right.
And very simply on the back, there's a power port and an audio. And that audio jack goes into your TV. So it's almost, very simple installation. You don't need to, pay anybody to install it for you.
So how long, I see you've got, it appears with the coin type batteries here, how long will they last?
Oh, they're rechargeable. So what you do,
they're rechargeable.
So what you want to do when you finish is you'll just pop those, rest them in the cradle, and there's a little charging light that comes on, and that recharges them when you're not using them.
Okay, well, you're certainly living up to your name, Gadgetplex. If you got questions for Phil or comments on these or products that you might think active RVers would enjoy, please use the Twitter hashtag GPLX, which is abbreviation for Gadgetplex. You can send your comments to Gadgetplex at RVNN TV. Make sure that you check us out on Facebook and Twitter, as I mentioned, Google+, particularly on Pinterest. On Pinterest, we have an RVNN board. Then we also have for each of the shows. And so Phil has been kind enough to put in some photographs of some of the products that he's looking at and evaluating, and you can click on those and learn more information about things that you see here. Look for us on Boxee. Look for us on Roku in the travel section of Roku. Please check that out and give us a rating. That will help us a great deal. Thanks for joining us on section 1 of the Gadget Parade, or whatever you want to say. And we've got more exciting gadgets coming up on the next edition of Gadgetplex.
Hey, Gabe, wanna go for a walk? Gabe? Gabe? Gabe?
Hey, buddy, you lost? Hold on.
If your pet is the adventuresome type, be sure he's connected to PetHub. A quick scan using any smartphone shares your pet's vital information so that even his wildest escapades have a happy ending. PetHub, reuniting pets with their families.
Come on, Gabe, let's go home.